Colorado High School Activities Association football is on B106.com and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Tonight from Legion Field in Fort Morgan, it is the league opener for both the Roosevelt Rough Riders and the Fort Morgan Mustangs. Welcome to our broadcast tonight. Brian Nickel with Kevin Rohde, as we will bring you the entertainment part of the game tonight. So, Kevin, the Mustangs come in at 3-2, Roosevelt at 2-3, but two of those losses for Roosevelt came to two of the top-ranked teams in the state.
Yeah, they did. They lost to a kind of an omnipotent Meade team at this point. Seems to be able to beat on everybody. And then Discovery Canyon, I believe, is the other one.
Yes.
Yep. And two good teams, but they also lost. What was their third loss to?
Holy Family.
Holy Family, which is 2-3, and a couple of the teams they beat are winless. So they're kind of a mystery and an enigma. It's hard to tell. But one thing we know for sure about Roosevelt, they're going to be physical. Everybody seems to talk about how Roosevelt and Fort Morgan, there's two things that you know about them is they're going to come out and hit you hard and they're not going to quit.
That's right, yeah, both these teams. So it should be a hard-hitting game here tonight in Fort Morgan, that's for sure. Conditions tonight a lot better than what they were last year up at Roosevelt. Rain and cold last year, and we were standing out in that. Tonight it's just going to be probably the coldest night they've had so far for a football game, but not super cold. It's supposed to be in the upper 30s, so as I sit here in the booth. But
right. Well, the wind has died down, it appears, and that was the big thing that kept a lot of things from going on yesterday, if you're from out in this area. And certainly glad that wind is not blowing. There's no moisture, like last year, as you mentioned.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, it's going to be a dry night. The field looks like it's in excellent condition, and should have a good opening game here for the North Valley League. It'll be a tough league this year with Northridge coming in right now. They're sitting at 4-1, and they always have the Erie Tigers. They're always a tough team. So, and along with Thompson Valley. So, there's no gimmies in this league.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the starting defense for the Fort Morgan Mustangs.
If you look at it,
number one,
Roosevelt,
senior Andrew
at the beginning of the season, I looked and I thought, okay, Roosevelt and Erie
number four,
are probably going to be losses for us, or at least really tough games. And now we're looking at a Erie that's Roosevelt that's 2-3, and Erie I think's got a couple losses too. So maybe our league's just not as good as it was, but it's still going to come down to how we play between the sidelines tonight.
Right. Yep. And then in Fort Morgan coming off a nice, was a big win last week, but pretty sloppy. They had 11. I had counted up to at least 11 penalties. And you're not going to win a game against Roosevelt if you're going to have 11 penalties. So they got to get that cleaned up before the game starts. Hopefully they worked on that during the week. So
number 45, senior Nick Norris.
Defensive people are being introduced now for the Fort Morgan Mustangs.
Yeah, and a little bit of I guess not too big of a surprise, but Nick Norris has changed his number to 45 like last year. When he played some tight end a little bit, he's going to play some tight end tonight. And so we'll see how whoever steps up in his place at that tackle position can do it, because Fort Morgan's definite weak spot is their interior line.
Right. I'd heard that it was going to be David Wood that was going to take his spot on the
ladies and gentlemen,
tackle.
It is our privilege tonight to have the national anthem performed by
that will work out well for the Mustangs. So we're going to go ahead and take about a 2-minute break here, and we'll be back with more of the pregame show and the start of the game here on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Back here at Legion Field in Fort Morgan, along with Kevin Rohde. This is Brian Nickel, and coin toss going on currently out at midfield. Mustangs in their black uniforms. Roosevelt comes in with white tops and either kind of a gray pant. As Kevin had said before we came on, numbers are very easy to read, and that always makes it easy on us. So we'll see if the Mustangs, if they win the toss, they'll go ahead and take the ball. If they're going to defer, and the Mustangs won the toss. Looks like they will defer to the second half. So it looks like Roosevelt will come out on offense to start this game here tonight. North Valley League opener for both teams.
Right, you mentioned the weather convention earlier. The flag is lying absolutely limp. There's no breeze whatsoever, which I don't know, mark it on your calendars is unheard of for Fort Morgan.
Yeah. Last week we had we had a win for a while last week, and then it kind of died down. But tonight it is going to be a little bit chilly. It's supposed to be down into the low 30s by the time the game is over. But hard hitting, will be able to hear the pads popping tonight, I'm sure, up here with the way these two teams get after each other. So should be a good game. Last year the Mustangs won it 27-21 up at Roosevelt in that rain and cold last year. So
very competitive game. They were a little sloppy because of the weather, but it was kind of back and forth, if I remember.
Yeah.
We were talking off air before. They have 2 touchdown returns for kickoffs, but tonight they don't have both of those players back there.
Kaiser and Bauman.
They have Saya and Bauman. No, not Saya. Kaiser, number 7, their leading receiver.
So the opening kickoff is brought to you by Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance. Things happen in life. Make sure you're prepared with the right insurance coverage. Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance in Brush and Fort Morgan. So it looks like Jacob Ortega will be kicking off for the Fort Morgan Mustangs here tonight. And the approach and the kick is going to be a short kick at about the 25, at the 30, out to about the 35, maybe 36-yard line.
Crosses 35 to about the 36.
It looks like they're going to place that at about the 35-yard line, so that's where Roosevelt will start the game, is on their own 35.
The bottom of the pile for the Mustangs.
Fort Morgan obviously scout and knows that they have those good return men, and why risk it?
Yeah, I don't want to start off on the wrong foot here. So Roosevelt comes out. Braden Saya, I believe is how we're going to pronounce that tonight. In the shotgun formation, a back now lines up to his left, and that is going to be J.T. Bauman. And it's going to be handed off to Bauman over on that right side, and immediately Nick Norris wraps him up, but he gets about 3.
Bauman on the carry.
See, maybe they're going to give him 4. Let's see where they end up putting it out to the.
Which is what it is, 38. Norris on the bottom of the pile.
38, so we'll give him 3.
Second down and 8.
Yeah, not a lot of success there, but a strong running back was able to get a few yards after contact.
So 2 receivers, right, 1 left. Saya in the shotgun puts his man in motion, and that is Kaiser. Now he sets over on the right side. It's going to be a keeper this time by Saya out of here on the left side, and he's going to be enough for a first down, but there's a flag.
Saya on the keeper pulled down
and probably
just short of the 50. There's a flag
on the Roosevelt Rough Riders, and they will be holding. So that will set them back after a nice run there by Saya.
And that'll hopefully keep Roosevelt from being able to maintain the drive that would have given their first down.
Right.
Hold on the Rough Riders.
So we'll see where that's going to be about a.
Walk it back to the.
It's going to be about second and.
How about their second down and 17?
Second down and 17 from the 29-yard line. So holding calls, that's it, especially a second down. That's some of those are hard to make up. That kind of yardage. So Saya in the shotgun formation once again, rolls out to his left and looking downfield, and he's being hounded, and that is going to be thrown out of bounds. An incomplete. Nice job by Eddie DePriest,
pass intended
along with Christopher Schneider, to force Saya out of bounds. And that will bring up third and 17.
Down in 17.
We were talking about how Roosevelt's offense looks a lot like Fort Morgan's in ways. Looks like they're going to roll out when they want to pass as well. That's what Morgan does quite a bit.
And I've never understood why a right-handed passer, and Fort Morgan does it too, they always roll out to their left, and it just seems odd to me. But Roosevelt third down, saw you in the shotgun, drops straight back. It's going to be a screen at the 30, at the 35, at the 40, and brought down there. And that is going to be
Screen is complete to
J.T. Bauman. And on the tackle was Juan Chavez.
It's on the stop. It's going to bring up 4th down and 6. They spotted just past the 40.
Nice little screen pass there.
Nice pick up 12, but not quite 4 down territory.
We're taking Fajardo deep for the
4th and 6. In punt formation is Roosevelt. And the snap back, good snap. And not a good kick whatsoever. That is going to be out
Kick's
at
going to go out of bounds. Spotted at the 43.
43-yard line.
1st down and 10.
So the Mustangs will have excellent field position with exactly 10 minutes left on the clock here in the first quarter of play.
And if they're going to punt like that, they might as well just go for it on 4th down because they only gained about 10 yards.
So 1st and 10 Mustangs from their own, let's call that the 43. And Briggs Wheatley in at quarterback. Along with David Sarinana in the backfield. 2 receivers left. And the snap, and it is to Sarinana. And nice job by Sarinana and the offensive line as they get it up
just
to
get a 5. 2nd down and 5.
2nd down and 5. From the 48-yard line. So nice run there by Sarinana. Snap, handoff to Sarinana. That time he did get back, I guess, to the line of scrimmage. And that was about it. So that'll bring up 3rd and 5 for the Mustangs from their own 48-yard line.
Yeah, that time the Rough Riders were there and hit him, and Jank tackled him. He didn't get any yards after contact like Bauman did for Roosevelt.
That's for sure. Wheatley gets his play in from the sidelines. 2 receivers to the left. Sandoval sets up, and we have a flag. It's going to be illegal procedure on the Mustangs. So
False start on the Mustangs.
Set them back 5.
Back 5.
So that'll bring up 3rd and 10 from the original line of scrimmage.
Brings up 3rd down and
from their own
10 and a half.
Own 43-yard line. So we have the 2 receivers now to the right. Briggs Wheatley back in the shotgun formation. Sandoval sets up on the right end. And now Wheatley rolls out to his left, and it's going to be downfield, but well over the head of his intended receiver. Malachi Yanez
falls incomplete. Circle on the cover.
So that will bring up a 4th down and 10 from the 43.
It's quite the defensive battle shaping up here, and kind of what we expected. Although Roosevelt's had a little more success on offense than Fort Morgan has.
Yeah, they're putting some good pressure on Wheatley as he was rolling out to his right.
Frank Ortega back to kick.
I think they do have 5.5 sacks on the year
for the Riders.
So deep back at his 25. Let's see who's punting here tonight for the. Going to be. See if they throw a flag. They're not going to throw a flag. He went down on the play. And that was Frankie Ortega with the punt.
Looks like the Riders got on the loose punt.
The ball does hit the ground. It is covered by Roosevelt.
They'll have it there first.
Looks like the ref thought he was doing an acting thing there, and he did maybe give a little bit of a performance there when he fell down.
1st and 10. Rough Riders from their own, we call that the 23-yard line, 22-yard line with 8:15 to go here in the first quarter. Handoff over on up the middle, and that is going to be a run out to about the 28. And I believe that was Bauman. JT Bauman.
Bauman on the carry. Works his way to about the 28.
So
Norris
bring
on
up
the stop. Second down and 4.
Second down and 4 for the Rough Riders. Saya in the pistol formation. Now it's going to be a handoff over on that right side again. And that is going to be handed off. Let's see if that's going to be Bauman again. Let's see who gets up off the bottom of the pile. And that will be JT Bauman.
Looks like he fought for 1 yard on that
They're
one.
spotted at the 29. Langford on the stop. Third down and 3.
Third and 3 from the 29 for Roosevelt. Bauman this year does have 2 touchdowns. He's carried 57 times for 247 yards. Under center now in the I formation. And to Bauman, play action, and that is in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, and that is going to be Giovanni Lara.
Pass intended for Lara, called incomplete. Edson on the cover.
So fourth down.
Brings up fourth down and 3.
Saya only 1 for 3 so far passing. Fort Morgan only 0 for
They'll
1.
go back to punt.
So it's going to be a pretty much
We're taking it
ground and pound type of game, I believe. That's what these two teams are pretty well known for. So 4th and 3 here as they set to punt, and that punt is going to be high and fairly deep. It's going to be taken back at the 35 by Jacob Ortega. Jukes outside, gets to the 40. Stiff arm, there's a hold. It looks like it's going to be called back
Ortega
at about
on the
the
return
38-yard
line
line.
at about the 47. We've got a flag.
So we'll see what that is. If that's
Peterson was in there on the stop for the Riders.
hold on. Yeah, illegal block in the back against Fort Morgan.
And that's difficult when you have he did a good job of kind of juking and waiting to set up his blocks, but sometimes the blocker doesn't know which way you're going to go, and right as he's ready to block, the guy turns his back to him. So
Right, yep. 6:49.
Spotted at the 28. The Mustangs will have us there. First down and 10
from the 28. Their own 28. We'll see what the Mustangs can get going here. But they've been notorious this year for having slow starts here in the first half. So Briggs Wheatley getting his signs from the sideline. Out on the right end is Malachi Yana, split out wide right. And it's going to be a pitch back to Frankie Ortega, and he's going to be brought down. He's going to get a gain of about
Ortega on the sweep. Pulled down by Roden.
2. Looks like they're going to put it at the
Spotted right
at the 30.
Destroying the 30, gain of 2, second down and 8.
Second and 8 now for the Mustangs.
and he was kind of taken down from behind, but I guess they got the shirt instead of the horse collar there.
So under center is Wheatley in the I formation. It's going to be a handoff this time, and going to be initially hit in the backfield and does not get away from the tackle. And that is going to be Frankie Ortega once again. And I don't believe he made it back to the line of scrimmage. Looked like he might have.
Right at the 29.
Yeah, they're giving him a loss of 1, huh?
Wheel on the tackle. Third down and 9.
3rd and 9 from the 29. As Yanez splits wide left. Jacob Ortega also out to the left. Nick Norris in at the right end. And Frankie Ortega in the backfield with Wheatley. And Wheatley gets it. He drops back. And pass over the middle, and it's going to be well over the head of the intended receiver, Jacob Ortega. Looked like he was hoping if he could just put a little touch on that instead of quite so hard. He'd have had him, but that's something that they'll work on, and maybe that'll open up later.
Yeah, it reminded me of that really nice throw that Caden Edson had last week to Ortega. That just hit him right in stride, and that one was definitely about 5 yards over his head.
So back in punt formation once again is Frankie Ortega, but standing up Roosevelt at about his own 42. And nice punt there by Ortega. And that's coming down to Kaiser. And nice job down the
Kaiser
field
on
by
the
Eddie
return.
DePriest.
DePriest is the first one there for
And
the
also
Mustangs. They spotted
Nick
at the
Norris.
33.
So with 5:13 left in the first quarter, neither team has made a first down, and the defensive struggle continues. I wonder how soon it'll be before one of the offensive teams turn over the ball and make a mistake that may end up being one of the things that decide the game.
Yeah, they're both pretty physical, and both defenses are winning the match right now. So Roosevelt with a first down from their 33. Saya in the backfield along with Bauman. And it's going to be a handoff to Bauman up the middle. And he makes a couple of yards before he's taken down.
Bauman on the carry.
And it looks like DePriest along with Andrew Monroe in on the tackle.
At the 36.
They're going to give him a couple.
Schneider on the stop. 2nd down and 8.
2nd and 8. They're going to call it the 36. The under center is Saya. Receivers left and right. It's going to be a handoff right up the middle, and that is number 22, and that is Cooper Walton. As it opened up right up the middle, and he takes it all the way down to the Mustang.
Finally poured down by our
15-yard line.
15-yard line. First down.
So that's a 50-yard run for Walter. He's their second leading runner, right behind Bauman.
That just opened up right up the middle, and he was gone. I didn't see who had caught him from behind. It might have been Andrew Monroe that had picked him up, or maybe Caden Edson. But 1st and 10 with 4 receivers to the left and 1 to the right. And it looks like they've got that's Saya back there. As he looks over to the sideline, now comes back in the, let's see what's delay a game. Took too long.
You cannot be happy with that if you're the Roosevelt coach.
Delay on Roosevelt.
So
move it back 5.
15 from the 20.
1st and 15.
Roosevelt coached by Lane Wassinger. Fort Morgan coached by Ty Davies.
So 3 receivers left once again, 1 to the right. Back is Saya. It's going to be a throw over on the left side. A nice job there by Caden Edson. As he was right there in the pocket.
Edson on the cover.
Anderson, I believe, is
2nd down and 15.
who that was intended for, but nice job there by Caden Edson.
I think that was for 87.
Okay.
DJ Bradbury. He had a little bit of size advantage on Edson. Edson did a good job of getting his arms in there and breaking it up.
So 2nd and 15 from the 20. Saya in the shotgun formation, receivers left and right. And it's going to be a hand up right up the middle again. It opened up for a minute. And then Eddie DePriest with the tackle.
Bauman on the draw.
Bauman once again.
Vickers pulls it down just
It's going to
inside
be
the 15,
short
about the
of a
13. 3rd down and 8.
First down, so 3rd down and 8. From the 13-yard line. Saya now still in the shotgun formation. 2 receivers right, 2 left. Bauman in the backfield with Saya. Snap back, and Saya's going to take off and run over to the right side. He's still looking, and now in the back, and that ball is going to be tipped around and finally is incomplete. But a nice job there by the Mustang defense. Caden Edson, Andrew Monroe.
Among the cover.
And it looks like Christopher Schneider all back there.
4th down and 8.
That thing was tipped around about 2 or 3 times. That could have been caught by about anybody, but was not.
Right, I was thinking the basketball and someone going up and grabbed that rebound, and Roosevelt seemed to have the taller kids, but Fort Morgan was able to keep knocking it around until it came to the ground.
Yeah. So Roosevelt's going to line up for a 30-yard field goal. And the snap back, high snap, and the kick, and it is going to be no good. So the Mustang defense holds.
Sawyer's kick goes wide left.
And Roosevelt gets clear down to the Mustang 13-yard line and cannot move it any further. So nice job by the Mustang defense, but deep in the hole down is the Mustang offense, and we will see how they do with 2:48 to go here in this first quarter.
Yeah, that big run from Walter, 50 yards, doesn't pay off for the Rough Riders.
First down for the Mustangs, first and 10 from the 20. Wheatley, shotgun formation, a snap back, and he turns, and it's going to be play action as he rolls out to his right, and that ball is knocked down, and that is going to be defended by Cooper Walton. That's kind of a dangerous pass out there where it never got through. I don't think Briggs might not have seen the defender coming across there.
Right, I think the linebacker had the underneath zone coverage, and what he missed was Jake Norris was downfield and had broken free deep. Had about a 5-yard lead on his defender.
So Briggs Wheatley once again in the shotgun formation. Yanez out to the left. Jacob Ortega and Nick Norris to the right. Serenana in the backfield as Jacob Ortega is going to get the handoff on the sweeper on the left side, but he is going to be thrown down and out of bounds about the 20. It looks like it's going to be a no gain.
Thrown out of bounds by Walton.
So it'll be 3rd and 10. Fort Morgan.
Still at the 20. 3rd down and 10.
Play did not go anywhere.
Yeah, and he's our speed guy, and their defensive end just closed on him and caught up from behind and brought him down. So that gives you a little idea of Roosevelt's strength on defense.
Right. So now 3 receivers to the left and 1 to the right. Snap back and looking downfield, and that is going to be out of just inbounds, but well over the head of
passage in for Marquez. Marquez. Circle on the cover.
So the Mustangs.
We have a flag.
We got a flag here.
It's called by the side judge, and so it's got to be an illegal formation or shift.
Illegal substitution on Fort Morgan. They'll probably, I would guess they would decline that and bring up 4th down.
Right.
That will be declined, so that will bring up a 4th down and 10.
Illegal substitution on
Mustangs from their own 20, but they will punt.
Riders decline that penalty.
From there,
brings up 4th down and 10.
That is Keaton Kaiser standing about midfield.
Will kick it. Kaiser is deep for the Riders.
For Roosevelt. As Frankie Ortega stands at his own 5. Waiting the snap back to Frankie, and that's a good snap. And that, not a bad punt, not a real good punt, but he gets a nice roll if they'll let it roll. And that's across midfield down to about the 42-yard line.
Ball's going to roll dead at the 43. The Riders will have it their 1st down and 10.
So a decent punt by Frankie. They flipped the field position a little bit and
right
out of the hole. So we'll see what Roosevelt now.
I think we'll see him come back to that quick dive off by Walter, and I'd like to see Fort Morgan try and get that fullback running game going a little bit. Everything they've run has been kind of slow developing, and with a really quick team like Roosevelt, you can't have slow developing plays.
So Saya in the shotgun formation, and he is going to turn and hand that off, and he is stood up by DePriest. DePriest does get across the 45.
Works it to the 45. DePriest on the
so that would be a gain of 2.
Gain of 2, 2nd down and 8.
Nice job up on the front there by the Mustangs. Looks like Benny Edwards coming up off the pile. So a 2nd and 8 from their own 45. Receiver right, receiver left. Saya under center I formation. He takes it, it's going to be right up the middle, but this time the Mustangs are waiting for him.
Walton up the middle.
And a nice job there by, I think, like Benny Edwards once again.
Stacked up by Edwards. Spotted at the 47.
So that was another gain of 2. So
right, and that's what we need. We need to hold them to like third and 5 or more, so that they have to, pass the ball. Because right now we're containing their pass game.
So once again, Saya under center, receiver split wide right and left. Going to be a handoff, and he will be stood up and short of the yard to gain, and that is going to.
Walton over the left side, stacked up by the Mustangs. Langford was the first one there.
Eddie DePriest in there.
Spotted
on
at
the stop.
49.
Let's see what the Rough Riders choose to do.
4th down and 3.
4th and 3 from the 49.
It looks like they're thinking about it. That'd be a huge swing in field position.
Josh Lawrence coming in. So he must feel fairly confident in their run game, or maybe a short pass here. As Saya will line up shotgun formation with a back on each side, a receiver split left and right. And the snap back is going to be a quick out here to the left, and it's going to be caught. That will be for the first down into Fort Morgan territory.
Saya's pass is complete to Lawrence.
That is Lawrence.
Monroe on the cover.
Kid that just came in, so nice job there by
Spotted at the 43.
By Roosevelt. Little short pass game. That will bring up a 1st and 10 from the.
I think that's spot the 42.
Fort Morgan 42.
Who did you say caught that one?
Lawrence. Josh Lawrence. He was taken out of bounds. So Saya once again in shotgun formation, back to his right and behind him, and that is going to be a handoff, and not much there. And that is once again going to be J.T. Bauman
to carry.
And I believe that will be the end of the first quarter.
Stop just short of the 40.
After 1 quarter of play here at Legion Field, we have no score between Fort Morgan and Roosevelt. We'll be back with the second quarter on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.
By the middle of the Mustang line.
Back here for the start of the second period, Bauman
put it down at the 37.
With a run of about 4.
3rd down and 5.
So it'll be 3rd down. About 3rd and 5. I missed that the play before that. So this will be a 3rd and 5 from the Mustang 30. What they call it, 37-yard line.
Quadruple receivers.
To the right, and Saya drops back, looks over here to the right, and it's going to be deep down the sideline, and it's going to be caught. Nice catch there by J.T. Bauman as he reaches out for it, dives for it, and he is going to be down inside the 5-yard line. But what a nice pass by Saya.
The 3-yard line. The Riders
Bauman diving out for it. So that will be a 1st and goal for Roosevelt from the 3.
And that was a nice play by Bauman. He had to lay himself out to get that ball and fell hard and held on to it.
Snap back and off to, it's going to be a keeper by Saya now. Pass out to the right and into the end zone for the touchdown. And that is going to be Keaton Kaiser with the touchdown
in the end zone for
on the 3-yard pass. He had to play action, then it looked like he was going to run, and ended up throwing it out to Kaiser out in the flat, and then he just took it in from there.
And that time they just marched down the field while they had the big long throw, but they had several first downs along the way, and then a nice little tricky run pass option.
So snap back, and that extra point is going to be up and good.
Kick is up and good. 10:47 left to go in the half.
10:47 left here in the
Fort Morgan 0.
First half of play. Roosevelt does take the lead now as they're up 7-0 on a pass to Kaiser from Saya. Buildings by Design. When it comes to experience, Buildings by Design is the best in the business. Quality, commitment, and experience makes Buildings by Design the only choice when it comes to your next project.
So it looks as though Fort Morgan's going to have to figure out some way to stop those big plays because they've had 2 35-yard plays, and those both put them in scoring position. They were able to hold them on one, but it's pretty hard to stop a team first and goal at the 3-yard line when they're getting first downs.
Yeah, and they've got some. I was going to say got some big backs, but actually they threw that one out to Kaiser out in the flat. So, but it was a nice drive there by Roosevelt as they take the lead now 7-0. So the Mustangs, as we have seen all year except last week against Northfield, are behind here in the first half. Back deep for the Mustangs is Nana, and I believe that might be Jacob Ortega on the far side. Frankie Ortega, I believe, deep at about the 8-yard line. And kickoff is going to be to Frankie as he picks it up at the 8, across the 10, and he gets up to about the 15, still going on the right-hand side. And now he's going to be down. Looks like it's going to be
works his way to the 20. Mustangs will have it there, first down and 10.
So first and 10 from the Mustangs on their own 20-yard line.
And I think Fort Morgan the coaches need to let them know they're not going to outrun the defense. So if you're trying to beat them to the corner and they got the angle, they're going to get you because they've got a lot of team speed.
Yeah, they do. They closed right in on him. So Yana is split wide right. Jacob Ortega to the left under center. It's going to be a handoff right up the middle. And we'll see if that was Ernie Sandoval with the carry. We'll see who gets up off the. It is Ernie Sandoval with the carry.
Works his way to the 24, second down and 6.
So second and 6, nice 4-yard run there by Sandoval. Under center once again is Wheatley. High formation behind him, receivers left and right once again. And he gets it, he's going to hand off to the deep back this time. And nice yardage once again, maybe about
Ortega on the carry.
4 will be Frankie Ortega. As he will get it out.
Walton on the stop,
to the
spotted at the 28. Third down and 2.
So 3rd and 2 for the Mustangs as they're making a little room up front for Ortega.
And if they get a first down, it'll be their first down of the game.
So Wheatley keeps it himself, and he is going to get enough for the first
Wheatley
down.
on
He's going to be
side. He crosses
across out to about the 32-yard line. So as Kevin said, that will be the first down.
That's a Mustang first down
for the Mustangs. So they're finding a little bit of opening there on the front line. Wheatley in the shotgun once again. Receivers left and right. Handoff to Ortega on the right side, and he's going to be brought down in the backfield. Not a good block out there on the corner by Benny Edwards.
Ortega on the carry gets pulled down behind the line.
That's going to be a loss of about 5, it looks like.
Leo of the tackle.
So it'll be about second and
spotted at the 27. Second down and 15.
On that one, he tried to get outside and he needed to just head it up and cut his losses. It's hard to. It's not something that the kid normally does.
So shotgun snap back to Wheatley. Looks out here to the left, and it's going to be caught by Jacob Ortega at the 30. He breaks loose at the 35, and he is going to be just short of the 40.
To Ortega. Pulled down by Rook.
Nice tight spiral there.
Spotted at the 44.
That will bring up about a 3rd and 3 from the 44.
At the 39. Third down and 2.
It'll be 39, excuse me.
That's Fort Morgan's first completion, so a couple firsts on this drive, and maybe Fort Morgan's offense is going to get it going now.
So Wheatley's going to be shotgun formation. He's going to take it himself over the right side, and he's going to trip it. He's going to get back up, and it all depends on the spot.
He looks like over the right side.
Ref coming in from the far side looks like that they will get the. Should have enough for the first down, I believe. We'll just have to see where the. Yep,
that's a Mustang first down.
First down. So
the 42.
Nice job by Briggs Wheatley.
Maybe it's just that slow first quarter start that we always have. Wish we could get over that.
Yeah. So Briggs now under center, I formation behind him. Sandoval going to be hand off to Sandoval, dive play right up the middle, and he's going to be out to about the 44.
Sandoval up the middle.
So it's going to be a gain of 2.
So 44, second down, 8.
From their own 44. And Janez goes wide right. Jacob Ortega comes to the left. As the signals are sent in from the sidelines. Shotgun formation once again, and somebody, let's see what's
got a flag.
Got a illegal procedure once again.
Fort Oregon's third penalty, or fourth penalty. They declined one of them, so that's 4 penalties for 20 yards from Mustangs tonight.
And that's something we said earlier that they can't afford to do. They can't be racking up a bunch of penalties and making it second, third, and long, and that's what it is now. It was the 2nd and 13 from the 39. As Wheatley in the shotgun formation once again. Pass out here to the flat, almost intercepted out there by Bauman.
For Ortega falls incomplete. Bauman on the
bring
cover.
up now a
Third down
and 13 for the Mustangs. Janez and Ortega both to the left.
And I just continue to be impressed by Roosevelt's overall team speed. Everybody seems to be quick on their feet, and that kid got out there and got a finger on the ball and just deflected enough that Jacob couldn't catch it.
So Nick Norris on the left end, and snap back to Wheatley as he rolls out to his left, and he keeps looking. He's going to tuck it and dive, but he slips, and then he ends up going down at about the
scramble.
Let's see if they put him at the 40.
Gets back to the 41.
They'll give it to the 41.
It'll be 4th down and 11.
So 4th and 11.
Ortega to punt. Kaiser back.
Let's see what the Mustangs will end up punting here.
Now there's a little bit of a breeze coming from behind Frankie.
4th and 11 from the 41. He stands at about his 26-yard line waiting to snap, and that is going to be a little high, but not over his head. Nice punt this time by Frankie Ortega as that drives Kaiser back, and he does the fair catch at about
Kaiser makes a fair catch at the
22-yard line.
Riders will have it there. 1st down and 10.
With 5:58 to go here in this first half, with Roosevelt up 7-0 on a 3-yard pass to Kaiser. The PAT was good. So Roosevelt once again with possession from their own 22. 2 receivers left, 2 right. Saya in the shotgun formation, going to put Kaiser in motion and getting pressure on Saya as he rolls out to his left. And nice job coming up from behind, and that is Eddie DePriest as he gets Saya around the ankles from behind. And that will be a loss. Let's see where about a yard or so. It looks like it'll bring up about
a half yard. 2nd down and 11.
But 2nd and 11. But that was a nice job there by Eddie DePriest to catch that quarterback.
Yeah, he's got some speed for a big man, and I don't know, it was almost like Saya didn't know anyone was behind him.
Yeah. So back to the 21, it looks like, 2nd and 11. 2 receivers left, 2 right. Now they put Pearson in motion. It's going to be a handoff up the middle. And not much there as the Mustangs interior line stopped the runner. We have somebody, looks like he's getting up. Thought somebody was hurt there for a minute, but getting up off the ground is Gabe Vickers.
Vickers on the stop for the Mustangs.
So that'll bring up about a 3rd down
Spot at the 23, 3rd down and 8.
3rd and 8 from the 23. As now they send 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Saya shotgun as he takes the snap and looks downfield, long over on the left-hand side. And nice job over there once again, Caden Edson, as he knocks the ball away from Brandon Anderson.
Falls incomplete. Edson on the cover.
But right there wasn't a real good pass. It looked like it was kind of a fluttering pass out there.
Right.
So, but Edson was right there to prevent it.
Right. Edson had position, was deep on him, so it was a good pass to underthrow, and he just didn't underthrow it enough. Edson was able to come up and put the stop on it.
Right.
Saya 4 for 9 so far for the night, 1 touchdown.
Laura to punt.
So Jacob
taking Fajardo back.
Jacob and Fajardo back at their own 40. Nice high punt over on the far side, and that is going to go out of bounds in Fort Morgan territory at about the
ball's going to roll out of bounds at about 47. The Mustangs
yard
will have
line.
their 1st down and 10.
So another defensive battle here in first half. With Roosevelt up 7-0. Mustangs in good field position once again, as they will start from their own. They marked it at the 45. I didn't think it had gone that far back. But from their own 45-yard line will be 1st and 10. Hand off to Sariñana as he comes out here to the left. But he is going to be brought down just short.
Sariñana, the sweep.
Just short of the line of scrimmage. So we'll see if they're going to put it right back at the 40.
It's right at the
This is their carry for a total of 5 yards. Kind of indicative of Fort Morgan's running game tonight.
So 2nd and 10 now. Fort Morgan from their own 45. As they await the signals from the sidelines. Marquez split to the left. Fajardo out to the right. Nick Norris tight end on the right side. Snap back to Wheatley as he looks out to the left. That's going to be to Ortega as he gets it out to the
pass is complete to Ortega.
47-yard line of Roosevelt.
His second catch.
Circle on the stop.
22 yards for him on the night.
9 yards. Spotted at 46.
Got a 3rd and 2. Call it 3rd and 1 from the 46 of Roosevelt. And it's going to be a direct snap to Wheatley. As he breaks the right side, he's down to the 40. And then he is going to be gang tackled at about the
Wheatley on the
30.
kick inside the 40. The spot
Just inside the 40. As Wheatley takes it himself for the 1st down.
Spotted at the 37. That's a Mustang 1st down.
Mark it at the 37, so it'll be 1st and 10 Fort Morgan.
The 9-yard run by Wheatley's longest one of the night for Fort Morgan after running the ball 14 times. Finally get one that goes.
Yep. You run it enough, you're going to get the right block out there and get some yardage. So 2 receivers left. Wheatley shotgun, and that didn't look right, but no flag. And that ball is going to be knocked down at the line of scrimmage.
Pass
Clayton Robinson.
Ortega's knocked down by Robinson at the line of scrimmage.
So that incomplete pass
Second
will bring
down
up
and 10.
2nd and 10 from the 37.
Wheatley now 2 for 8 for 22 yards.
So 2 receivers left. That'll be Marquez split wide left and Jacob Ortega in the slot, with Nick Norris lined up as the left tight end. Pistol formation for the Mustangs. Wheatley gets it. He's going to drop back well out to his left, and he's going to look, and that pass is going to be well short of Jacob Ortega.
Ortega falls incomplete.
So 3rd down. It's not a good pass. Jacob was open, and he just didn't take the time to set his feet.
Right, and he's a left-handed quarterback rolling to his left, so you'd think that he'd be able to throw better from that position. Kind of like a shortstop picking up that ball and throwing to first.
Right. So incomplete pass there brings up a 3rd and 10. with 3 receivers to the left. Leo Luna in the slot. Yanez split wide left. And Wheatley is going to be sacked. He is going to be rocked at about the 45-yard line. As Roosevelt brought the house on that one.
45 is going to be 4th and 20.
Wheatley gets up a little slow. He got shook pretty good on that one, and it looks like Roosevelt going to call a timeout. It looks like Roosevelt will call a timeout here with 1:50 left here in the first half.
So loss of 8 on that sack.
Roosevelt brought the pressure that time, and they just brought more than what Fort Morgan could block, and he was brought down at the 45, so that's going to bring up about a 4th and 18.
And I'm guessing Fort Morgan's passing game is not sophisticated enough to pick up the blitz and have hot options and stuff like that, because we're definitely a running team. And Wheatley being a young quarterback, that's something that they can build into the system in the next couple of years for him.
Right. So Fort Morgan will punt with 1:50 left here in the second period. This first half getting by fairly quickly. Frankie Ortega stands at his own 40 as he awaits the snap from Nick Norris. Snap back and the punt. Nice punt as it lands at the 15, and it looks like they're going to get a nice roll.
Punt is going to roll
that's going to roll to about the 5.
Riders will have it there first down.
So a nice punt by Frankie Ortega with 1:41 left. We'll see what Roosevelt has up their sleeve.
Yeah, gain of 40 yards of field position. That's going to be tough even for the Rough Riders to go 95 yards in 1:40.
That's what we're hoping for, but
so they have 2 timeouts left, I believe.
Yeah, because they just used that one to stop the clock after the sack. To stop the clock. That's what I said, to stop the clock after the sack.
Right.
So 1st and 10, 1:41 to go here. As they have 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Saya is going to hand off over on that left side and out to about the 10-yard line.
Walton on the carry.
Is Walton.
Cale Langford on the stop.
So it should be about a 2nd and 5
Mark
from the 10.
2nd down and 5.
As they get up to the line quickly, they do not call their timeout. 2 receivers left, 2 right. Saya shotgun formation once again. As he gets the snap, looks out to the left, and that ball is going to be intercepted by Eddie DePriest. He tips it and he catches it, and he is going to be taken down at about the 2-yard line. So Fort Morgan with the interception here. They are set up here with 1 minute and 3 seconds to try to get this into the end zone. I think they have their 3 timeouts left.
Right, I don't know.
So nice job there by Eddie DePriest. Tipped it, and he tipped it up into the air, and he caught it. So it's 1st and goal from the 3.
And that's that break I was talking about, that one of the teams was going to give the other one.
So 63 seconds left here, and that is going to be to Wheatley as he tries to go up the middle, and he's going to be just short. He takes it down, looks like inside the 1. So 2nd and goal.
Spotted.
We need to line up and we need to call the play.
2nd down and goal.
A lot of time getting by here. We're going to be under 40 seconds when they see if they give this. Wheatley just takes it. If they're going to give it to Eddie to Sandoval, and it will be on the left side. Now they got to let the clock is still running. The line
short of the goal line.
3.
3rd down and goal. Timeout left hand.
And that will bring up a 3rd down.
And that was, that had that? Or was that Frankie?
I thought they said it was Cale Langford. I'm not sure.
Langford.
We'll give it to Langford, but that'll bring up a 3rd and goal. For the Mustangs, but a golden opportunity. They still have 2 downs to get this into the end zone. It's 3rd and goal with 25.2 seconds left here in the first half. But
our field goal kicker, the guy who won the game for us against Lutheran, Cardonas, is gone today. Not able to play. He's here, I guess, but not able to play. It's part of why Norris is now playing tight end.
That's right. Yep. It's a golden opportunity here. Here on 3rd and goal from the 1. And Wheatley in the... He will go up under center with Sandoval behind him, and Wheatley's going to take it himself, and he is going to be in for the touchdown. Rick Wheatley takes it in from 1 with 22.2 seconds left here to make the score now 7-6. So nice job by Wheatley in that front line.
Looks like Jacob Ortega is going to kick the extra point tonight. Let's hope that works for us.
Jacob lines up here, waiting the snap back. Jacob and the kick, and let's see if he gets in. He is good. So Jacob Ortega.
22 seconds left to go in the half.
With the extra point,
7. Roosevelt 7.
At 7.
I think it was Vince Lombardi that might have said this. When you pass the ball, there's 3 things that can happen. Only one of them's good.
Yeah.
Well, one of the bad things happened.
22.2 seconds left here in this first half as Fort Morgan has drawn even with Roosevelt after Eddie DePriest intercepts the pass attempt by Saya, tipped it up in the air and then caught it, and then came down at the 3-yard line. That was all set up by that nice punt by Frankie Ortega. Yeah, Jacob Ortega too.
Sandoval to tee it up.
Kick it off.
Ortega to tee it up. Kaiser back.
Have it set up on the 40. And Ortega with the kick, not a real deep one, and it's going to be picked up at about the 13-yard line. And nice job by the Mustangs as they...
Kaiser on the return, pulled down right at about the 20.
Yeah, stopped just short of the 20.
Langford on the stop.
17 seconds. 17.4 left on the clock. We'll see if Roosevelt decides to try it again or just go into the half.
Right, yeah. So first in there, over on the sideline right now, getting their intel from their coaches, but it looks like it's going to be 1st and 10 from their own 19 with 17.4 seconds. Saya is going to be under center, receivers left and right, and he's going to hand off up the middle, and Saya keeps it, and he is going to be taken down at about the line of scrimmage. And we will see, that will probably be the last play of the first half, and it will be.
That's going to be the first half.
So after one half of play here in Fort Morgan, it is Fort Morgan 7, Roosevelt 7. We'll take a 2-minute break and then be back with the halftime show here on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Fort Morgan Mustangs halftime show is brought to you by B&B Appliance. B&B Appliance can help you with all of your appliance needs. Stop in and see what they can do for you. Check them out on Ensign Street in Fort Morgan. Well, it's what we thought it would be. It is a rough and tough football game here. 7-7. The Roosevelt Rough Riders get the first score of the game with 10:47 to go in the second period, as Kaiser takes in a pass from Saya from 3 yards out. Makes it 6-0. PAT was good, made it 7-0. And then the Mustangs get on the board with 22.2 seconds left after Eddie DePriest tipped it and intercepted the ball at the Roosevelt 10, and he was tackled at the 3, so it was 1st and goal from the 3 And on 3rd down and goal from the 1, Briggs Wheatley takes it in himself, and then Jacob Ortega with the point after makes it 7-7. But that interception was basically set up on the good field position by, I believe it was about a 40-yard punt by Frankie Ortega that did set up Roosevelt down at their own 5. So nice job by the Mustang defense. As that was one of the things they needed to do tonight, was win the battle of the turnovers, and so far they're up 1-0 on the turnover rate. So they took advantage of that and got it into the end zone, tie that up to 7 before halftime. So see if Kevin's got some numbers here for us.
Right, and I think the biggest stat was the one that you mentioned, the turnover. Without that, Fort Morgan would not be tied at this point, as you'll see with the dominating numbers. Well, not really dominating, but dominant on the stats. So first of all, for Fort Morgan, Soyanana has 3 carries for 5 yards. Wheatley has 7 carries for 12 yards. Ortega, Frankie, has 4 for 0 yards. Jacob, 1 for 0 yards. Langford, 1 for 0 yards. And Sandoval, 2 for 6 yards. So overall, Fort Morgan's ran the ball 18 times and gained 23 yards. Passing, Wheatley is 2 of 9 for 22 yards. Ortega has both of those catches. Wheatley did score the 1-yard touchdown. Fort Morgan has had 4 penalties for a total of 20 yards, and that's they're losing that part of the stats too. Roosevelt only has 2 penalties for 15 yards, and then they've got 3 runners. Saya is 2 for a -1. Walter is 4 carries for 60 yards, and Bauman 10 carries for 41 yards. So overall, 16 carries for 100 yards. Much better average there than the Mustangs. Passing, Saya's 4 of 10 for 58 yards and a touchdown. He does have the 1 interception. Receiving for Roosevelt, Kaiser's got 1 for a 3-yard touchdown. Bauman has 2 for 37 yards, and Lawrence has 1 for 8 yards. And as I said, they had the 2 penalties. So total yardage so far for the Mustangs, 45 yards, and for the Roosevelt Rough Riders, 158. So over 3 times the number of yards that Fort Morgan has. So that's kind of the tale of the numbers there. Of course, all these are unofficial. Mr. Dorn and his son Eric are down there figuring out the official statistics that you can pick up on Max Preps later in the week. But
right. So, yeah, nice job there on that defensive turnover for the Mustangs. That interception by Eddie DePriest. He tipped it up into the air and caught it himself, and then was down at the 3, and then 3 plays later they take it in for the tying score. So 7-7 here. At least they're not behind this week at halftime. The defense is once again keeping them in the game. It's been a tough battle, just like we thought it would be, between Roosevelt and Fort Morgan. It always is. They're 2 of the most physical teams that we see play. So
right, and the statistics are somewhat misleading. We have the one 35-yard pass and one 50-yard pass, so that's 85 yards on 2 plays. Other than that, Fort Morgan's defense has played pretty solid. They're just missing the 2 plays there.
Right. So here at halftime, the Mustangs and Rough Riders are tied at 7. We will take a break and be back with more of the halftime show here in a little bit, here on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Back here at Legion Field, Brian Nickel along with Kevin Rohde as we await a little bit more of the halftime to go here. The game is tied up at 7. Roosevelt got on the board first with a 3-yard pass from Saya. What was that he threw that to? Kaiser threw it to Kaiser, made it 7-0, and then Fort Morgan, after a turnover, interception by DePriest down at the 3. Briggs Wheatley takes it in from a yard out to tie it up with the extra point at 7. So nice job by the Mustangs to tie it up with a defensive. And before that, as you had said, the punt on that previous possession was about 40 yards to pin Roosevelt at about their 5-yard line. So
And Roosevelt's 3-yard touchdown pass was set up by a 35-yard throw to Bauman. That was a nice pitch and catch. As the kids are out here warming up, the PA announcer speaker is playing For Whom the Bell Tolls, and I think both of these teams are hearing the bell and realizing that if they don't win this game, it may be it for the season. Definitely Rough Riders, if they don't win league, they have to win every other game, and so they're going to have to win league to go to state.
Right.
So I don't think they can end up with 4 losses and still go to state. Fort Morgan with 2 losses is going to have to pretty much win every game except maybe against whoever ends up the champion if it's not them. So
right. Yeah, it'll be either it's not as it's still a tough league, I think, as we're seeing here with Roosevelt tonight, but as far as the RPI is concerned, Roosevelt sits at 21, Fort Morgan at 12. So Fort Morgan in a lot better position RPI-wise here as league starts.
Sorry, did you tee it up?
That is, Brecken Sawyer. As he will kick off. 2 looks like maybe Jacob Ortega and Sarinana. And that's Ortega on the far side. Breaks it over the 30, the 35, out to the 40. And
Ortega on the return.
And the flag. Guess we'll come to expect that.
By Deal.
And that was actually
43,
Frankie Ortega.
First down and 10.
If there is a flag, as Kevin said, it looks like it will be an illegal block or holding, and that flag sits about the 33-yard line. It's going to be a hold against Fort Morgan. So is that 5 penalties now for Fort Morgan?
Right. That one's a 10-yard penalty, but it actually costs us about 25 yards.
So it'll be Fort Morgan first down at their own 20. Was it? You got that? It's the 23-yard line.
Yeah, that's what they're calling it.
First and 10 at the 23. Wheatley hands off to Sarinana. He breaks it over the 25, out and past the 30.
Sarinana over the left side.
As he gets it out over the 30, out to about the 31.
31. Craig on the tackle. Second down and 2.
So 2nd and 2 from the 31. Nice run out there by Sarinana.
Yeah, that was about the first time Fort Morgan's been able to see daylight after they get the ball handed off to him.
So Wheatley shotgun, he has it, he is going to keep it, and he is going to be brought down in the backfield.
Wheatley on the keeper, pulled down behind the line of scrimmage by Walton.
He will be brought down at about the 28-yard line, so a loss of 3. So bring up a 3rd and 5 from the 28 for the Mustangs. Gianna splits wide left. Jacob Ortega to the right. Wheatley looks like he will be in the shotgun formation, or at least the pistol formation here, with Sarinana off to his right. And the snap back and the pass, and it's going to be down the left side, and it's going to be in her hands. That is Ortega on the far side, the 30, the 20, the 15, the 10, 5. Touchdown, Fort Morgan. Jacob Ortega from Briggs Wheatley.
75 yards.
75 yards on that pass play.
We're only going to give him 72. Because
72 on the 28.
But that's a great.
Jacob Ortega got loose on that far sideline, and Briggs Wheatley laid it right in there to him. And that will put the Mustangs up now 13-7 with 10:31 to go here in this 3rd period.
Hopefully Jacob's not too tired to kick the extra point. He just had to run 70-yard sprint.
So the snap back in the placement, and the kick is going to be good.
Kick is up and good with 10:31 left.
Jacob Ortega.
14.
And Briggs Wheatley combined for the touchdown, as that will make the score now 14-7 Fort Morgan. on a 72-yard pass play for the Fort Morgan Mustangs. So a nice way to start the second half.
Right.
As they caught Roosevelt flat-footed out there in the defensive back, but Jacob Ortega was out there all by himself and nobody to catch him.
I thought I heard the band earlier. Is the band not here today?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
So Jacob Ortega now will kick off.
Maybe once it gets below freezing, they don't want to get their lips frozen to their
Dominic
brass.
Deep to receive Ortega's kick.
So Ortega gets it set up on the 40 as he tries to catch his breath a little bit. And the kick, not real deep, as it's going to be at about the 27 across the 30 to the 35. And nice job by the
Kaiser on the return brings it up to the 27.
kick team, as it will be out to the 27-yard line.
Priest at the bottom of the pile for the Mustangs. Riders will have it there. First down and 10.
It's 10:25 to go, third period.
First lead for Fort Morgan of the game.
Yep.
It's nice to have a little pressure on the Rough Riders rather than the other way around.
So Saya underneath, under center, I formation. It's going to be a handoff to the deep back, and collared for about a
Bauman on the carry.
3-yard play. It looks like will be Bauman.
Norris on the tackle.
So it'll be
Gain of 3. Second down
and 7. As they mark it at the 30. And more about the 31, I guess. It's on the 28. So Saya under center, and it's going to be a handoff right up the middle, and that is going to be to
Walton up the middle.
Cooper Walton, as he gets enough for the first down.
Giannis on the tackle.
So first and 10.
First down. Spotted at the
Roosevelt
39.
at the 39-yard line. So we'll see if Roosevelt just keeps it on the ground and just going to pound it at him, but they're going to try to get it up in the air. But under center, once again, is Soya. Is he going to hand off? Looks like that's Walton once again, as he will get it
Walton over the right side.
across the 40 to about the
Schneider and friends on the
42.
tackle. In 3. Second down and 7. Spotted at the 42.
So second and 7, Roosevelt, after Fort Morgan takes the lead on a 72-yard pass from Briggs Wheatley to Jacob Ortega.
Possibly the Rough Rider coaching staff saying, let's get back to what we do good, and that's just power football, smash them in the mouth.
So second and 7 from their own 42. Saya underneath once again, and going to hand it off. But not much there that time, maybe a yard.
That time Gavin Roten,
Roten on the carry. Vickers stopped him.
a senior running back, first touch for him.
Spotted at the 43.
And it looks like Nick
Gonna be third
Norris
down
and
and 6.
Chris Schneider in on the tackle, so it'll be 3rd and 6 from the 43 for Roosevelt.
And they went for it when it was 4th and about 3 from this position in the field. I don't know if they would go for it in this situation.
So 2 receivers left, 2 right. Cyan is going to keep it on that left side, and he is going to get enough for the first down.
Sion the keeper. Inside
And
the 50
couple
to
of
the
linemen.
47. We do
Got
have
a penalty.
flag.
Penalty over on the
Outside.
far side. I wonder if that might be defensive holding, a face mask. Personal foul, face mask on Fort Morgan. Must have been on one of the wide receivers out there. But Miko Yanez not happy. He and one of the linemen for Roosevelt were getting with it after. I don't think that's where they were calling the personal. They weren't calling that as the face mask, were they? Is that where it was?
No, they're
Okay.
because the lineman wouldn't have been way out there.
Okay.
Penalty of movement
So anyway,
to
he'd gotten it to the 48,
Riders live at their first
which
down.
was a 9-yard
Right.
run.
So now it's going to be
Another penalty.
going to get it down, and Fort Morgan is going to call a timeout.
Timeout for Morgan.
Coach Davies brings them over. Because as we said, it was Miko Yanis and one of the, I believe it was 72, Alex Ricks, that were kind of battling each other behind the play there. And Yanis got his helmet ripped off, but didn't, no penalty called there. And that's what Coach Davies was arguing about. But
And it might have been that penalty was called all the way from the sideline. He just threw the penalty there right by his feet, so I thought maybe like the wide receiver had gotten tangled up somewhere. But that's a big break for the Rough Riders, and they're in business now in Fort Morgan territory.
from about the 32-yard line, Josiah in little pitch play. It was almost a horse collar tackle, but brought down on the far
Guys are
side.
in reverse.
And that is going to be Benny Edwards with the tackle.
Edwards on the tackle.
But it was a little shovel pass, I guess you would call it. So second down.
Gain of about a yard. Second down and 9.
From the 31. As the Mustangs lead it here in the third quarter, 14-7. The Rough Riders on the move as they started this at their own 28. One receiver right, one left. I formation behind Saya. He takes, he's going to hand it off. He's going to keep it, and he goes down inside the 30.
Saya, the keeper.
And he is brought down by
Inside
a host
the
of
30.
Mustangs, like Benny Edwards getting up off the pile, along with
Marking at the 28. Third down and 4.
40. Oh, that's Nick Norris getting up off the pile. So that brings down about a 3rd and 5 from the 27. Now two receivers right. Saya under center with the I formation. Saya takes it. It's going to be a keeper by Saya, but he's going to be short of the first down as he gets down to the 25. Going to be a gain
Saya,
of 2.
the keeper, pulled down by Norris.
So it's going to be about a 4th and 3
Spotted
from the
at the 25.
25.
It's going to be 4th down and 2.
Yeah, some physical football going on in there, and Fort Morgan's got to step up and make the stop here on a 4th and short.
So we'll see if they keep it with Saya, or if they're going to. They haven't given it to their was it Bauman yet this half? I don't believe.
One carry for 4.
Carry? Okay. So it's going to bring up a 4th down. I formation, one receiver left. And it's going to be Bauman as he breaks it, and he's going to go into the end zone for the touchdown. So J.T. Bauman
into the end zone.
breaks it from the
Rough Riders
25 as
touchdown.
that middle opened up. And that will now make it 14-13.
Sometimes you sell out trying to stop it, that 4th and 1, and you end up giving up the big one.
So the point after will be tried here, but that was Bauman on the run.
Yeah, and he hardly got touched.
And Fort Morgan's
Got the
pointing
movement.
to Roosevelt that they moved. We'll see what the referees.
Yes.
Yep, they did.
False
So that'll
start
move
on
it
the
back
Raiders.
5. So the
Move it
point
back
after
5.
try will come back 5 yards. That is Brecken Sawyer with the attempt here shortly.
Sometimes the head referee is kind of put in an awkward position. He's got to call the penalty that his other officials call, even though he sees the Fort Morgan kid with the helmet off.
Sawyer
Right,
to attempt the
yeah.
point.
So the point after try coming now from about the 15. And the snap back and the kick, and it looks like it is up and good.
Kick is up and good. With 5:44 left to go.
So 5:44 to go here. The tied now. The game is now tied at 14. We will take a 30-second break here on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Kevin Rohde and Brian Nickel here at Legion Field as the game is all tied up here at 14 after
for the Mustangs.
Roosevelt
Sorry, I'll key it up.
takes it 72 yards. And the kickoff is going to be a nice deep kickoff, and that is going to go to Frankie Ortega on the far side at the 10, at the 15, the 20, the 25, maybe not to the 26.
Ortega on the return brings it up to 25.
So Fort Morgan
Mustangs will have it there. First down and 10.
with their field position here, they're going to mark it
Leo on the bottom of the pile for their riders.
at the 25, I believe.
The last drive for Fort Morgan only took 3 plays. So they may have to get a sustained drive on this one.
Yeah, so first and 10 from their own 25. Briggs Wheatley under center, receiver left and right, I formation behind Wheatley. And it's going to be a handoff to Sandoval. And he is stuffed right at the line of scrimmage, so that will bring up a second and 10.
Sandoval on the carry, stopped right at the line
From the
of scrimmage.
25, nothing opened up
Taking
there
out
for
10.
Sandoval. So now the receivers split both to the left. And that will be Malachi Yanez and Jacob Ortega. Jacob Ortega in the slot, with Frankie Ortega in the backfield with Ernie Sandoval and Briggs Wheatley. Briggs Wheatley in the shotgun. It's going to be a pass out into the flat to Jacob Ortega. He breaks a tackle out past the 25 to the 27 to maybe the 28.
Ortega on the quick screen.
So maybe a gain of
Pulled down by Bauman.
3 out to the 28. So third and
Spotted
7
at the 28.
Ortega is still the only receiver for Fort Morgan to have a catch with 4 on the game.
So now third and 7 for the Mustangs, with receivers now split right, with Jacob Ortega and Marquez split out to the far right. Briggs Wheatley back, pass out into the flat once again to Jacob Ortega, and he's down the right sideline, gets enough for the first down.
Pass is complete to
So
Ortega.
nice job by
Circle on the tackle.
Jacob Ortega and Wheatley once again to hook up on that pass play. So that will bring up a first
Spotted
and
at the
10.
38. That's a Mustang
38.
first down.
Fort Morgan over 100 yards passing on the night with that throw.
So Wheatley in the shotgun gets the snap, breaks it up across the 40, and then dives
Wheatley on the
about
keeper.
the 44, maybe the 43.
Going to spot it at the 43. Laura on the tackle. Gain of 5. Second down and 5.
Second down and 5 from the 43. Receiver split to the left is Ortega. Going to be a handoff to Cale Langford this time as he tries to bounce it outside, and he might get it up to about the 45. It'll be a gain of 2 right at the 45.
Spotted at the 45-yard line.
Third and 3 from the 45 of Fort Morgan. Jacob Ortega split left. And Cale Langford in the backfield once again for the Mustangs, along with Ernie Sandoval. Wheatley in the shotgun formation as he gets the snap, and now the handoff to Langford. He breaks it across the 50 and down into
Langford over the left
Roosevelt
side. Inside the 50.
territory as he gets it down to about the
Kaiser on the
Roosevelt
tackle.
47-yard
Spotted at the
line.
47. That's a Mustang first down.
So nice job here by the Mustangs as they're so far answering the timeout taken by the referee.
Yeah, it looks like Cooper Walton, the running back, sophomore, also plays linebacker, is hobbled there going out. Hopefully he's okay.
So I formation once again for the Mustangs. Going to be a handoff to Sandoval as he breaks it across the 45 down to about
Sandoval
the
up the middle.
43.
Inside the 40. 5 to about the 43. Poole on the tackle.
That'll be a gain of 4. Be 2nd and 6.
2nd down and 7.
Now Fort Morgan's suddenly winning the battle of line of scrimmage a little bit better, and that makes a huge difference.
High formation once again. It's going to be a handoff to Cale Langford as he breaks it down inside the 40 to the 35.
Up the middle.
And a little extracurricular activity going on there between Nick Norris.
Inside the 35 to about the 33. That's a Mustang. First down.
66.
Neal on the tackle.
Thomas break.
I think he just doesn't like the fact that Nick Norris is blocking him 10 yards downfield every play. You know, Nick just doesn't quit till the whistle.
So 1st and 10 from the 33. And now a whistle.
False start on the Mustangs.
It's now 1st and 15.
That puts us at 7 penalties. 50 yards.
Yeah,
that's hard to overcome that. Nice drive that like you talked about, the nice, we need to sustain a long drive. This is what kills those long drives, is you're doing everything right. You're getting 3, 4, 5 yards, and then all of a sudden you have to get an extra 5, and just puts the pressure on you to do more than 3 or 4 yards.
Right. High formation. Going to be handoff to Langford once again as he gets through down into the 35. And looks like this time it's
Langford on the carry inside the 35 to about the 34.
Blocking out on the outer side there was Nick Norris once
2nd
again.
down 11.
It'll bring it down about
Molinar on the tackle.
About a yard loss. About a 2-yard loss.
Cooper Walton hobbling back out there to play linebacker for Roosevelt, but he's definitely got a limp going on.
Look it up. 2nd and 12. In the 35. Wheatley rolls out to his left. He tucks it down and he's going to slide. And he was hit after the slide.
Wheatley on the keeper.
No flag is thrown. He does pick up a little bit of yardage. He gets it down inside the 30. So 3rd and 5 from the 28. Frankie Ortega in the backfield now with Briggs Wheatley. Wheatley is going to go under center. Jacob Ortega split wide right. And the handoff is going to be to Frankie as he breaks it over the right side, and he will be down far enough for the first down.
Ortega over the right side.
Yes. As he will get it down to about the 23. Let's see if that's enough.
Leal on the tackle.
See if they gave him enough for the first down. Yes, they did. So 1st and 10.
That's a Mustang. First down.
From their Roosevelt 23. They started this drive at their own 25. And it looks like Roosevelt jumped. We'll see if they were drawn off.
We got a flag.
Or if it was offsides on Roosevelt. Ref coming in from the far side looked like it was going to be offsides. And I'm not sure how you would see on this side if one of the Fort Morgan linemen moved anyway, but
right.
Well, if he gets out here, we'll see what the call is going to be. It is offside, so there's a free 5 yards.
Offside on Roosevelt.
So 1st and 5.
Only their 3rd penalty for 20 yards. They're playing a much cleaner game.
1st down and 5.
1st and 5 from the 18. As they check over on the sideline to get the play in. Jacob Ortega wide right once again. It looks like
that's the end of the 3rd quarter.
Into the 3rd quarter. So here at the end of the 3. We are all tied up here at 14. We will take a break and be back with the 4th quarter on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Started the 4th quarter here at Legion Field. A good one going on here to start off the North Valley League games as it's all tied up here at 14. The Mustangs with the ball under center is Briggs, and he comes back. He flushed out to his left. He's going to run it. He's going to run it back, and there's going to a flag. But he runs it down to about the 10. But I'm afraid we're going to have a.
I think it's going to be a hold. And it's going to be a long penalty.
We have a flag.
He is holding
on the Mustangs.
On the Mustangs on that left side. Now we'll take it back 10 yards from the 20, so that'll be back to the 30. That'll bring up a
still first down, but
yep. After they
so they spotted at the 30. It'll be 1st and 17.
So it'll be 1st and 17 from the 30. After they had a 1st and 5 after Roosevelt had jumped off sides. So Wheatley under center, receiver to the right. I formation, going to be keeper by Wheatley as he rolls out to the left. He's being hounded, and he's going to go down, and he ends up dropping the ball, and it looks like that will be a turnover as he goes down, loses the ball on the way doon.
Roosevelt recovers.
And that will be Roosevelt ball at the Morgan 37-yard line. So nice drive, ended badly here for the
37, 1st down and 10.
as they start this 4th period. With 11:43 left here in the contest. So now a turnover apiece, I believe, now for each team. Under center is Sayas. He's going to take it. He's going to hand off and about 2 or 3 yards, and we'll see who that is. That is Bauman, or who gets up off the bottom of the pile. That is
Bauman on the carry.
Bauman with the first down carry.
Stop for the Mustangs. They spotted 42. 2nd down and 6.
2nd down and 6 from the Roosevelt 42. Fort Morgan has started that last drive at their own 25-yard line and have got it down to the Roosevelt 30 and then fumbled. So under center once again is Sawyer, I formation. Play action, fades back, and the ball is going to be down, and that is going to be dropped downfield.
We have a lineman downfield for Roosevelt. Obviously can't be 10 yards downfield blocking someone on a pass.
We got a flag.
Yep. Good call there, Kevin. As they
illegal man downfield.
Roosevelt.
It appears the games are getting a little chippy out there as the two teams don't like being physical with each other. Well, they don't like the other team being physical with them. Right?
But so that will bring up 2nd down once again.
The penalty used to be a real killer because you got the 5 yards and you lost the down. But they've changed that.
That'll take it back to about the 37-yard line, 36-yard line. So 2nd and 11. Saya in the shotgun, drops back, and he is going to he run out to the side and sees a man out about the 45 and then down into Fort Morgan territory. As they go out of bounds on the far side, looks like there's a Fort Morgan player maybe down.
Complete to Kaiser.
Saya gets away from the pressure and didn't see who that was out in the flat out there. It might have been Peterson out there. I'm not sure who it was out there for sure.
Spot is just inside the 45.
Somebody
first down Roosevelt.
Down on the far side in front of the Roosevelt bench. I'm not sure if it was on the. Let's see if we can see who that is once they get up, but it will be a first down for Roosevelt.
I wonder if that's Caden Edson. Looks like maybe number 7, or is it 1?
Yeah, it's number 7. Yeah, it's Caden.
That's a big loss.
Yeah.
That safety.
Trying to run it off a little bit.
Oh, no, that is number 1.
Oh, that is 1. Sorry, yep. Looked like a 7 probably. That's Andrew Monroe. Still a big loss.
Yes.
Yep.
Just
So
a good quarterback for us.
So it'll be a 1st and 10 from the Mustang 45.
An 18-yard pickup there on that pass.
So one receiver left, one right. I formation behind Saya. Saya takes it. It's going to be handed off. And no gain there. Nice job by that defensive front line. And Miko Yanez brings down Walton.
Stop right at the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 10.
So 2nd and 10 from the Mustang 45.
Yep. And Walton still, it's got a slight limp. That's got to hurt. You can't plant and really push off when you make that contact if you have a bad wheel going on out there.
So the receiver to the left will be Anderson. Then wide receiver to the right is Bradbury. High formation behind Saya. He's under center. He turns and he's going to hand it off. And down to about the 40, about a gain of 5. And I believe that is Cooper Walton.
Coming on the carry, pulled down at the 40 by DePriest.
Once again,
3rd down and 5.
We got the 3rd and 5. From the 40, the game all tied up here at 14 here in the 4th quarter. Roosevelt started this drive with 11:43 on the clock. We're down to 9:15.
Not too many drives left in this game with all this running going on.
For sure. So Saya shotgun formation, 2 receivers right and left. Now they look over to the sideline. He has Bauman in the backfield with him. And now a timeout is going to be taken by Roosevelt. So we'll go ahead and take one with him here.
Timeout Roosevelt.
The game tied at 14 with 8:52 to go here on B106 in the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Brian Nickel and Kevin Rohde here at Legion Field. Next week will be a Thursday game at Northridge.
Yep. And a little bit earlier, 30 minutes earlier, starting at 6:30.
Yep.
Northridge having a good season so far. They're 4-1. I don't know how they're playing tonight. We'll try and look into that.
So 3rd and 5. Saya in the shotgun formation. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. He's going to drop back, and he is being pressured. He's going to get out to the right, and he's going to outrun the defensive end over there. Nick Norris, he should get enough for the 1st down as he
Saya on the keeper, chased out by Norris.
had dropped back initially and then broke out to the right.
He didn't get it by much, but a yard.
Spotted at the 34, 1st down.
So just enough, as Kevin said, from the 1st and 10 from the 34. As they are marching down the field here, started this at their own 37. Saya drops back once again and down the left sideline, and they're going to call a penalty on Fort Morgan for pass interference, and that's going to go against Fernando Marquez.
Complete. We got a flag.
Looked more like incidental contact than anything, but
I thought I saw him get a hold of him.
did he? Good.
You know, definitely he was beaten. He knew it was going to be a touchdown. That was a smart play by him. Better to give him a 15-yard penalty than the touchdown.
Right, yep.
Pass interference on the
So the
Mustangs.
penalty, what's that there? 8th penalty now. And that'll send the ball, take the ball down to
9th penalty.
19-yard line.
Spotted at the 19, 1st down and 10.
1st and 10 from the 19.
For like 75 yards.
Saya shotgun receivers right and left. It's going to be a handoff. Nice job inside there on the tackle, and that is going to be Miko Yanez with the tackle.
Down on the carry.
Maybe a
Pulled down by
gain of 1. Be 2nd and 9 from
Closing
the
at the
18.
18, 2nd down and 9.
As the clock continues to run.
Bauman's definitely their workhorse. That's his 15th carry of the night.
It'll be under about 8 minutes by the time they get this play off. So one receiver to the right one to the left, I formation behind Saya under center, and he's going to turn in. It's going to be a play action as he rolls out to his left. Pass is going to be to the 15. Oh, and then he was hit hard by Eddie DePriest. As Caden Edson had him wrapped up, then Eddie DePriest came in and finished it off.
DePriest on the tackle.
But that's going to be enough for a first down.
7-yard line, first down and goal.
It's going to be first and goal from the 7. So 11-yard gain there on that pass. Just a little pass out into the flat.
And they seem to be having a lot of success. You know, once the pressure is getting away from the pressure, either running or dumping it off underneath.
So Saya underneath, he's going to give it to Bauman, and he goes right up the middle. Ball's on the ground, and we'll see who gets on it.
Bauman on a carry.
Oh, it's
Morgan.
It's Fort Morgan with the ball.
Yeah, what a
fumble.
break.
So a touchback as Bauman
Marquez
loses the
on it for the
ball.
Mustangs. Bring it out to the 20. The Mustangs will have it there. First down and 10.
So the second turnover by Roosevelt tonight.
Wow. And if Fort Morgan can just engineer a 7-minute drive, score, and leave them 23 seconds left,
right.
that'd be ideal.
So 7:23 left. For the Mustangs, first and 10 from their own 20. As Jacob Ortega lines up wide left. Cale Langford in the backfield. In the I formation behind Wheatley. Wheatley gets it's going to hand it off to Langford, or Langford on the first, up the middle, excuse me. He gets maybe one, gets it across the 20.
Langford on the carry.
So we'll see if they do give him
Beat
one.
on the tackle. Gain of about a yard. Second down and 9.
So second and 9 from the 21. We'll see if they can run some time off the clock here. Hopefully they can get a drive going. Two receivers to the right, one left. Jacob Ortega, Nick Norris spread out to the right. Shotgun formation is Wheatley as they send Ortega in motion and bring him back. And it's going to be out here in the flat. Oh, just over the head of David Sarinana.
Pass it in for Sarinana.
He's coming down the left sideline.
Roten on the coverage.
There's pretty good coverage on that play.
Third and 9.
I think Norris was open down the middle again, but they're not used to looking for Norris because he's not a tight end that they're used to throwing to.
Right. So that'll bring up a 3rd and 9 on the incomplete pass. Sarinana in the backfield, Ortega and Malakayana is out to the right. Wheatley in the shotgun formation, gets the ball, looks back, and the ball is going to be thrown out to Ortega, and he's going to be taken down immediately after the reception.
Pass is complete to Ortega.
And that will be about the
Knocked down
20.
by
So
Kaiser.
that'll be a loss of 1, so that'll bring up 4th and 10.
The Rough Riders came out and played
4th
some
down and 10.
defense on us that time.
Yeah. As we're
Ortega
closing in
kick
on
it
6
away.
minutes here left in the game, tied at 14. Frankie Ortega going to line up at about his 5-yard, about the 5. Bauman and Kaiser back at their 50. Nice punt, nice spiral punt. As the ball is going to roll down to the 30-yard line. Nice field flop there for the Mustangs.
Punt's going to blow dead at the 30. Roosevelt will have it there. First down and 10.
We had a 50-yard punt.
Yep. Well, it's special teams. I'd have to give it to the Mustangs at this point because they definitely punted better and covered kicks really well.
So 5:39 left here, so the Mustang defense will have to step up once again. And Roosevelt will have it from their own 30. 5:39 left here in the game. And Saya goes underneath. He goes under center. Handoff is to Roughton as he gets it up to about the 35-yard line.
Walton on the carry. Spotted just short of the 35. Norris on the stop. Second down and
Bring up
5.
a second down and 5 from the 35. As Roosevelt now, they're wanting to take about 5 minutes off the clock.
Right.
And get a score. I formation, receivers left and right. It's going to be a handoff over on that left side. Breaking up the middle is Bauman once again.
Bauman up the middle.
As he gets it out across the 40 to about the 43-yard line.
40 to about the 44. Edson on the stop.
So that'll bring up a
First
first
down.
and 10.
Fort Morgan needs to somehow find some energy and get back in there. They had the defensive momentum earlier, and now they're just kind of letting them win in the field.
So first and 10 from the 44. Going to be a handoff on the right side to Bauman. Once again, gets it across midfield into Fort Morgan territory.
Bauman on the carry over the right side.
As they're going to mark it now at midfield.
Just
So a
inside
gain
the
of
same
6.
territory.
It'll be second down and 4 from midfield.
Schneider at the stop. Second down and 3.
Christopher Schneider with the stop on Bauman. What's the time sitting at?
Sitting at 4:18.
4:18 and counting here. Second and 4. Underneath going to be a handoff to Walton once again. He's going to get it down to the 40.
Walton on the carry. Pulled down
Roosevelt
by
has found
Edson.
something there that is open right in the middle on that quick hitter. And that's about the third or fourth time that they've
Yep.
got some great positive yardage.
He's going to spot it right on the 40. First
So it's a
down.
gain of 10. So first and 10 from the 40. Now two receivers to the left, I formation behind Saya. As he gets it, he's going to hand it off again. Stuffed in the backfield is Bauman. And he will lose about
Bauman is stacked up behind line of scrimmage.
2 yards. We'll see where they finally ended up putting about the 30, about the 40.
Decreased at the bottom of the pile.
At the
Second
41.
down and 11.
Second and 11 from the 41. So nice stuff there by the interior line of the Fort Morgan Mustangs. They've done a fairly decent job tonight, but they have found that one gap in there every once in a while that seems to open up for Roosevelt. So Saya underneath going to be a full house backfield this time. And it's going to be handed off to Bauman, and he's going to get hit right at the 30, right at the 40,
Bauman
excuse
on the
me.
carry.
Nice job there. That might have been Nick Norris that came in there.
Norris first one there for the Mustangs.
Just
Just inside the 40.
Just inside the 40.
Third down and 9.5.
So third down and call it 10. From the 40 as time goes by here down to 2:35 and counting.
Yeah, Fort Morgan's not going to have much of an opportunity to come back.
And you know that Roosevelt had tried a field goal earlier that wasn't good. Full house backfield behind Saya once again. And he's going to take it and play action as he rolls out to his left. And he's going to throw it downfield and up. And it's going to be caught at the 10 and then fumbled and then picked up. And that's going to be a touchdown for Roosevelt.
It's like number 20.
Trying to see who's that number. Is that Tucker Peterson?
If that's 20, that's who it is. Yep,
Yep.
freshman.
Looks like he had caught it
He ends up for a Rough Rider touchdown.
and dropped it, picked it up again, and then went on into the end zone for the touchdown on that 40-yard pass to Peterson to put Roosevelt up now 20-14 with the extra point try, and that is going to be up And from here it looks good, and it is.
It nothing good. With 2:09 left to go in the ballgame, the score is Roosevelt 21, Fort Morgan 14.
Fort Morgan had every chance to knock that down. The ball was underthrown. The defender had a chance to get back there, but to Peterson's credit, he came back and took that ball away. And then as he stumbled, did he fumble the ball or did he never have control?
Yeah.
If we were in the NFL, they'd been able to put that on replay and check that. The official that was back there on the spot just came over and talked to Coach Davies and explained what he saw. And he did take 2 or 3 steps before that ball came loose. So I think it's probably a good call. Heartbreaking for the Mustangs, but you got 2:09 and you got to come back and get your season back from you.
So Roosevelt to kick off here with 2:09 left. Here in the fourth quarter, as the Rough Riders have gone up 21-14
Turn on the back.
on a 40-yard pass to Peterson from Saya. And that will be Brecken Sawyer that will kick it off. And that is going to be taken at about the 8, up to the 15, the 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Jacob Ortega, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Jacob. There's Frankie Ortega, excuse me, as he takes that.
No penalty flags.
No penalty flag.
How sweet is that?
As he takes that 82 yards for the touchdown. Now all we need now is the extra point to tie this thing.
Or do you go for 2 to win it at home?
We'll see what the looks like Jacob Ortega is going in with Caden Edson. So it looks like right now they're at least going to kick it.
That was exciting, to say the least.
21-20. Coach Davies is going to call a timeout.
Timeout, Mustangs.
As they want to talk this thing over here a little bit.
Oh yeah. I mean, you got a guy who has kicked 2. He's made his first 2, but he's new at this so-called. And you got a team that's it's going to be I don't know. If you call the 2-point play and you win.
Yeah, that's
3 weeks from now.
yeah, that's what they'll have to do. Figure out what they're going to do.
So anyway, we got a little confusion and we call a timeout and let's talk about it and let's go. And it looks like they are going to go for it. Nope, they're going to kick the field goal.
Yep.
The extra point. And that's the proverbial wisdom at home. You go for the tie on the road. You might think about going for the win.
Ortega will attempt the point.
So the big extra point try coming up here now for the Mustangs. As we await the snap, good snap down, and the kick looks up, and it looks good. And it is good.
Tie ball game.
With 1:56 left to go on the ball game.
So a minute 56 left here in the game, and we are all tied up once again at 21. And it's Frankie Ortega.
I can't remember the last time we played in an overtime game. It's been quite a while, I think.
Yeah, I don't remember right off what it was either. But an 82-yard kickoff return. And the extra point ties it up here at 21. So something we hadn't seen yet this year from Fort Morgan is a kickoff return. But Frankie Ortega takes it 82 yards.
Let's just hope that we don't return the favor and they take one.
Actually,
have kids able to do that.
Actually, I think that was 92. I believe he got that from the 9. So that would have been a 92-yard kickoff return. Yeah. Nice deep kick taken by Bauman at the 10, the 15, the 20, and he's going to go down about the 17-yard line.
Bauman on the return. Brought down at about the 18. Lopez.
Well, what a lot of swing and momentum and emotion. All these kids are going to be worn out by the end of this game for sure.
Yeah. So 1st and 10 Roosevelt from the 17.
And look for them to pass. Use their timeouts. Minute 52.
Minute 52 left. As they will line up with 2 receivers to the left, with Bauman and Walton. Looks like in the I formation. It's going to be a handoff to Bauman. As he cuts it back, he'll get it up to about the 20.
Bauman on the carry, pulled down by DePriest.
So that'll bring up a 2nd down and 7.
Stop at the 20, gain of 2, 2nd down and 8.
21 carries for Bauman on the night. I'm going to have a hard time adding up all those numbers.
So 2nd down from the 20 for Roosevelt, as we are tied here at 21. Saya under center with the I formation, receivers left and right. Going to be a keeper by Saya, and he's going to be dropped at about the 23.
Saya on the keeper,
by
down at about
Dave
23.
Vickers.
Vickers on the stop.
So 3rd down.
3rd down and 6.
As we are just now at a minute to go here in this tied up ball game at 21.
And from everything I can see from them, they're just perfectly satisfied to take their chances in overtime against us, which, the way the game's gone, I can see where they'd want to do that, because they've definitely dominated on offense compared to what we've done.
So 3rd and 5 from the 23. I formation, receivers left and right. And it's going to be handoff up the middle once again. That has been open a number of times as Walton takes it out to the 30. So that'll be a 1st and 10.
By Chavez.
Roosevelt from the 30 as they wind the clock. Like you said, they're not in any hurry to.
I think they're happy to just meet at the midfield and figure out who gets to have their 1st and 10.
So the Mustangs tied on a 92-yard kickoff return by Frankie Ortega. I formation once again, receivers left, receivers right. It's going to be a handoff up the gut to Walton once more.
Walton up the middle.
And that will bring regulation to an end as we sit here at 21. And overtime to come here. So we will take a break and be back with overtime here at Legion Field, all tied up here between Fort Morgan and Roosevelt as we go to overtime on B106 in the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Oh, back here at Legion Field. What an exciting game here tonight. All tied up here at 21. Roosevelt goes ahead 21-14 on a 40-yard TD pass to Peterson. Made it 21-14, and then on the ensuing kickoff, Frankie Ortega takes it 92 yards, and the point after attempt was good to tie it here at 21 as we go into regulation.
And I'd be surprised if they don't just decide to pound it and try and get 4 or 5 yards each play. Demoralize us. But Fort Morgan's going to have to, bow their necks and get after it.
Yep. So who is?
Rough Riders get the first possession at the 10.
So handoff right up the middle, and that's going to be
on the left side,
Bauman.
stacked up.
It's like no gain.
So that'll bring up 2nd down and
Snyder.
10.
He probably got a
about
football.
a yard gain, 2nd down and 9.
I'm going to call it no gain.
I'm going to call it 2nd down and 10.
Right.
And they lined up in a high formation. It's going to be a keeper by Sias. He rolls out, a pass into the end zone is going to be good. And that's going to go to Peterson once again for the touchdown.
Pass is complete to Peterson.
So 2 plays.
Roosevelt touchdown.
Yeah, Peterson, 2 catches for 50 yards and 2 touchdowns. The freshman's having a good night.
Yeah, I'm not sure he wasn't even, one of their leaders. He has come into his own here tonight, though. So 10-yard pass to Peterson.
Sawyer to attempt the
Sawyer
point.
now with the point after try. And the snap and the kick is going to be up and no good.
Is up and no good.
So that might be the break here that Fort Morgan is looking
Now the Mustangs
for.
will have their possession from the
Fort
10.
Morgan has 4 tries to get it in. They have got to score a touchdown, so they know that they have 4 plays to do it.
That's right. So now 27-21. Fort Morgan now will go on offense. And Roosevelt scored in 2 plays, and now the Mustangs will get their chance here.
And I don't want to say the P word because I don't want to jinx us, but boy, we have to avoid those.
Yes, that's for sure. So as the Mustangs are gathered here on the sidelines around their coaches, they've put the ball in play. They've got to get out there. The clock is running. Play clock is running. I don't know if they know it or not, but Briggs Wheatley in the shotgun formation with Cale Langford behind him. Jacob Ortega split to the left. Now they're going to go into the I formation, Wheatley under center. And Wheatley's going to roll out to his left and pass, and that is going to be that's going to be caught. Touchdown, Jacob Ortega.
That's a Mustang
Ties it at
touchdown.
27. But Briggs Wheatley rolls out to his left, hits Jacob Ortega right at the goal line. It was just enough to break the plane of the end zone.
And now the Roosevelt coach is going to come out and try and argue, like, how are you going to convince them that it wasn't over the line?
Yeah, so the coaches,
Timeout, Roosevelt.
they're not going to change their mind.
No, you're not going to reverse the call at this point.
No.
Well, I guess you can plant your thought for the next time it happens, but, what's the point of that? You just got to get your kids fired up to block that. Boy, that was uncharacteristic. I never would have imagined that we would pass on that play. And I guess Roosevelt didn't imagine we would either. And I wouldn't have even advised him to throw the ball. He was in close coverage.
Yeah,
But-
they had good coverage on him, but it was.
But
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, you got to trust your athletes to give them a chance to win the ball game for you. And
Yeah.
here he's going to kick it for the win.
So Jacob Ortega here win this thing in overtime. All tied up at 27. And Ortega. Cade Nixon waits the snap. Cade Nixon. And the snap. It's down and the kick is up. And it's good!
Hey, Mustangs win! Mustangs win!
They beat Roosevelt 28-27 on a 10-yard pass play to Jacob Ortega in overtime.
Oh, heartbreak and jubilation.
Oh,
That's
man.
the 2 sides of this game.
And
Wow.
Next week, Fort Morgan will travel to Northridge.
What a
Thursday
game.
night game.
What a
Oh.
game!
Plan to join us
That-
on
More than I had
November
imagined that this game would be.
Yes,
The Mustangs,
yes.
thank you for coming.
Back and forth, excitement.
Drive safely home.
But we will take now a 2-minute break and be back with the post-game show here on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.